YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys a new Pokemon video today, talking about a brand new Pokemon, Zeraora. Zeraora is a just released mythical Pokemon, or just announced mythical Pokemon that is going to be taking a feature in the new movie coming out this fall. It is the conclusion to Generation 7, the final Pokemon in the Generation 7 Pokedex, and we all have to pretend like we're surprised. Maybe you're surprised, maybe you didn't know what Zeraora was, but due to data mining and leaking back in November, we actually found out about Zeraora way before this announcement here, as we sit in almost the middle of April. But nevertheless, this is an important stepping stone forward for Pokemon and for the franchise, basically to kind of seal the ties and what is going down with Generation 7, so we can move forward to Generation 8, which is what we all want to see. But I'll show you guys kind of the reveal. We'll talk a little about Zeraora in this video, and if you aren't familiar with Zeraora or this Pokemon at all, well, you're in for a treat. And this is kind of interesting because as much as it's great to like get all this information ahead of time and find out about it before, if we did not know that Zeraora existed and it dropped today, it would have been nuts. It would have been like an amazing day, a brand new Pokemon. We would have been like, oh my god, is this for the new generation? Like, what is going on? But rather, we actually have pretty much all the information that we needed. And I didn't make a video about this last night. I just got back from traveling with PAX. I had a crazy day yesterday. Don't even want to go into it, man. But nevertheless, let's talk a little bit about Zeraora and kind of go from there. So the Pokemon Company released this trailer. It's 26 seconds long. It basically just says, hey, there's a new Pokemon. It's Zeraora. It's a mythical Pokemon, and there's going to be details on how to get it soon. But we do know that it has a plot in the movie. As always, Serebii.net is my go-to for Pokemon news. So here's the information about Zeraora. It's a mythical Pokemon said to live in the mountain recesses of Fura City by emitting an electrical current from the pads on its arms and legs to able to move through the air at the speed of lightning. And cool little screenshot there, which I'll show you. This is actually the Pokemon trailer right here with Zeraora. You can see they kind of have a couple little screenshots there of it in battle. And actually, we were doing Pokemon Stars at one point in time, and for some reason my internet's really bad today. Pokemon Stars did, I did get a Zeraora in the game, so it is obtainable in Pokemon Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Moon rather, and you know, you can't like use it online or anything, but you like can get it through like fan games and stuff and like modified games. But it will come out, and I think it's gonna be really cool because competitively, I think it does have a space in the competitive field. But we'll talk about that here in a minute or two. But some other interesting stuff about the movie. There is the movie trailer. Here's the shot of Zeraora kind of in the movie. They don't really show too much about him, and then as soon as like the trailer kind of was over, within like an hour of all that being announced, they basically dropped the official like Zeraora release on the Pokemon page. So it's a pure electric type. Let's talk about some of its stats and stuff, because that's the competitive end of things here. Zeraora, pure electric type. That's its shiny form. Spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. It's like white looking, looks really awesome. It does have the Volt Absorb ability, which is pretty solid. Gives it a quarter of its maximum hit points when hit with electric type moves, so it essentially gives it immunity. One big thing though is it is pure electric type. A lot of people thought it should have been electric and fighting, which would have been a previously, as far as I remember, an unused type combination, which could have been really cool. But no, they kept it pure electric. Its move pool does have some fighting moves in it, like close combat, which I'll show you guys here in a second. But nevertheless, it is pure electric type, and that does give it some advantages, some disadvantages. Only obviously that one big weakness to ground, but generally it's going to be a pretty solid, you know, typing. Electric's just a great typing, and it's a fast electric type, which is kind of what they're known for. So here's his moveset. Some of the big things to point out: Volt Switch, obviously. Fake Out's kind of cool. Don't know how much use that's going to get. But Plasma Fist is its signature move. It's 100 base power, physical, electric type attack, which is better than Wild Charge. Doesn't do any recoil damage, so that's really valuable. And its main kind of point is it changes normal moves to electric type moves, I think, for the rest of the turn. So since Zeraora is so fast, if I'm not mistaken how this works, you use Plasma Fist, and then any attack after that turns to an electric type move. So I know that can be kind of combined with, I saw like some cool ideas of like boom bursting Noivern using electric type to heal up Zeraora and random stuff like that. But you know, Plasma Fist, kind of a cool move, and again, just a strong electric type option, you know, from the physical sides, because you usually have to rely on Wild Charge. Bolt Strike isn't widely distributed, and then you have things like Thunderbolt and stuff on the special side. But Plasma Fist gives a really good physical offensive option. Close combat, of course. This is why a lot of people felt like, hey, it's got quick guard, it's got close combat. There's fighting moves here. Why is it not fighting type? Close combat, really the main move, and a really cool move at that. So close combat gives it a really good fighting type option, I guess. Some cool other stuff though. Calm Mind. I feel like Calm Minds actually could be pretty viable in this thing with Hidden Power. Calm Mind. So Hidden Power, obviously, it's electric type moves. Brick Break, and then Focus Blast is kind of cool as well. Another option there on the special side. Volt Switch, as I mentioned. Grass Knot does give it some options to hit, you know, ground types, which is really cool. And then in terms of move tutors, you got Dual Chop. One of the big ones though, Fire Punch, I think is like probably one of the best. Knockoff, really great. Drain Punch, Throat Chop has, I guess, some viability. But in terms of like competitive sets, I really see, you know, kind of looking at, you know, the physically offensive option, which is like Close Combat Plasma Fist, more like super offensive. You can even like tech in things like Fire Punch. Maybe Choice Banded could be really cool actually, because of the fact that it's got such an incredible speed stat, which I'll show you guys its stats here. 143 base speed, very average, like slightly below average bulk, but its typing only having that one weakness is nice. Good attack stat at 112, special attack is 102. By no means do I think this thing is broken. I think its speed stat is really, really clutch though, because it makes it basically makes it like one of the fastest Pokemon in the current metagame. So like I was saying, I think you could really, I could see it being like offensive utility with like Band could be kind of cool. I think that you can run like a mix set with like Volt Switch. It does not get U-turn though, which is a big deal. This thing really needs U-turn, which is kind of unfortunate. It could be also a cool like taunt option, but it does not get U-turn, which means that ground types can pretty freely switch in on this thing. Its best way to hit ground types is Grass Knot and HP Ice, and you have to make those predictions. But nevertheless, really cool options here. It's not like, I don't think Zeraora is broken. I saw some people talking about Zeraora for like draft league formats, like I do like the NPA and P4G and WBE. I personally, for WBE, when that comes back around, I see no reason why this thing should be banned. You know, obviously I haven't seen it in the metagame and like how it functions, but to me, it's kind of like a beefed up Jolteon in a way. Like, you know, it obviously has the versatility to be physical or special, but it's kind of like a beefed up Jolteon or like a kind of a faster Raikou. Like, I don't see it being like so drastically different from those Pokemon. And I think Jolteon's actually a pretty good example. While Jolteon can't really be physical, it's more special. Jolteon is like very, very similar. It's a very fast Pokemon, relatively frail, Volt Absorb, you know, and Jolteon's a tier 3 generally. Like, you could put this in tier 1, and if someone's gonna pick it in the first round, in the first 5 picks, I would, just because it's cool. But I don't think by any means or any stretch of the imagination this thing is game breaking or it's gonna be like super OP. Marshadow had some differences to it, like Marshadow being able to steal stats, Marshadow with the priority, it had its own Z move. Like, Marshadow was like a really good wall breaker. This thing, I think, just because without U-turn, you really lose a lot of momentum options. So I think while Zeraora is a strong Pokemon, I think it's gonna be a good Pokemon in competitive. I don't think it's gonna be like mind-blowing or broken under any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. So were you guys surprised by the Pokemon reveal? I think a lot of people were expecting Zeraora to be revealed. No surprises here, to be honest. We were hoping for an Eevee, some sort of an evolution or something like that, but you know, we have to kind of close the book on Generation 7. That's official. They're gonna do some sort of an event for this. It's gonna be coming out in the movie. I don't think, a lot of people saying, I don't think that this is going to remove any possibility for 2018 Switch release. I still believe, man, I had a lot of conversations this weekend at PAX with a lot of creators, a lot of people who know a little bit more than I do, and I still believe that 2018 Switch is a possibility. And anyone who says otherwise, I mean, hey, you might be right, but I still feel like if they can get it out this year, they're gonna do it this year. It just makes all the sense in the world. There was also recently a GameStop, the CEO of GameStop made some comments about the Nintendo Switch and how positive he is about the releases that are coming out that haven't even been announced yet. That's pretty interesting too. Like, why would, like, obviously the CEO of GameStop knows more than we do, right? So like, why would he be stoked about titles for the Switch if like Pokemon wasn't on there? I don't know, man. It was interesting. I did a retweet on that on my Twitter. But yeah, so Zeraora is officially announced. We'll probably get some details. Probably gonna be some sort of a mystery gift distribution, or maybe something to have to do with the movie. But the movie trailer looks pretty cool. I'll try to include the links in the description. I can't play the whole thing, but you can kind of see. It looks really, really cool. The art style is way different than kind of what I've seen in the past, and I think you guys will dig it. So definitely go check all that out. And thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys are excited about Zeraora. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Peace. Thanks so much for checking out my last video. If you like that one, you'll definitely like this one, and be sure to subscribe for more as I post Pokemon videos every single day.